So, what does it really take to build a life that can't be shaken? We're about to walk through a powerful blueprint from this incredible ancient text. It's a guide for how to handle hardship, how to face down injustice, and how to find a deep, profound strength through the people around you. And it kicks off with a bang. I mean, talk about a direct warning. It's aimed squarely at the wealthy, and it's not pulling any punches. This isn't some gentle suggestion. It's a raw, in-your-face proclamation that's meant to make you sit up and pay attention. So, yeah, that warning? That kicks off our first big theme. This guide doesn't start with feel-good platitudes. Nope. It starts with a fiery rebuke of materialism and the kind of exploitation that so often builds that kind of wealth. And the imagery here is, well, it's intense. The idea isn't just that your wealth will disappear, it's that the very things you hoard will literally turn on you. They become witnesses against you. Rotting riches, moth-eaten clothes, tarnished gold. It says this decay will be like a fire that consumes you.
And here's the thing. Injustice is never silent. Withheld wages, exploited workers, all of that creates a cry that travels all the way to the top, to the Lord of heavenly armies. It does not go unnoticed.
And that leads to this final, chilling verdict. A life built on pure luxury and self-indulgence has an expiration date. In a grim twist, the very act of feasting and fattening up is just preparing for a coming day of slaughter. It's a major turning point in the message.
Okay, so after a warning that intense, you have to wonder, what about the people on the other side of this, the ones who are suffering? Well, the focus shifts completely from judgment to this incredibly powerful principle for navigating injustice, the virtue of patience.
And we get these two amazing pictures of what that patience actually looks like. First, think about a farmer. He can't rush the harvest, right? He has to trust the process, the seasons, the rain. He waits with purpose. Then you have the prophets. They faced unbelievable suffering but never wavered from their mission. Both are models of active, confident waiting. And, of course, if you want the ultimate example, look no further than Job. His story is legendary. He endured things most of us can't even imagine. But it's not just a story about suffering. It's presented as proof of the Lord's mercy, that in the end, a triumphant outcome is orchestrated for those who hold on. But this kind of endurance isn't just about passively waiting around. It's an active process. You have to strengthen your own resolve, and, this is huge, you have to maintain unity. The guide specifically warns against complaining about each other, because judgment isn't far away. The judge is right at the door. All right, the next piece of the puzzle for this unshakable life is integrity. Just rock-solid integrity. After you learn to endure patiently, you have to build your life on a foundation of simple, straightforward honesty. And the instruction couldn't be clearer. Forget about making elaborate oaths or swearing on things to prove you're telling the truth. Just let your word be your bond. Your yes should just mean yes, and your no, just no. That's it. This simple commitment to truth is everything. Now we get to the really practical stuff, the how-to. How does a community like this actually support its members when things get tough? This next part lays out the actual mechanics of how they care for each other. It all starts with this really direct question. It's not just for effect. It assumes that, yeah, people are going to suffer. People are going to get sick. That's just part of life. And it demands that the community has a real answer for what to do when that happens. And here's the answer. It's not some vague advice. It is a literal step-by-step blueprint. First, you get the leadership involved. Call the elders. Then there's this symbolic act of anointing with oil. Then a prayer of faith is offered. And the expected outcome is total restoration, both physical healing and spiritual forgiveness. But this isn't just a top-down thing that only the elders do. The real engine of healing in this community is everyone. It's built on this foundation of being vulnerable with each other, owning up to your faults, praying for each other. That is the mechanism for how healing happens. And if you're wondering just how powerful this can be, check this out. We get this incredible example of Elijah. He was a human being, just like us, but his prayer was so intense that it stopped the rain for 3.5 years. The point is crystal clear. The prayer of a righteous person is unbelievably powerful. So all of this, the patience, the integrity, the powerful community prayer, it all builds to this one final and maybe the most important responsibility for this unshakable community, actively going after and restoring those who have lost their way. And notice, this isn't a suggestion, it's a mission.
When someone you know wanders off the path, it becomes the community's job to pursue them, not with judgment, but with love, and with one clear goal: to bring them back home, back to the truth. And the stakes? They couldn't possibly be higher. This whole act of restoration is framed as a literal rescue mission. You're not just correcting a small mistake, you are rescuing someone from the grips of death itself. It's an act that covers a multitude of sins. So, this entire blueprint for an unshakable life, one built on patience, on rock solid integrity, on powerful community action, it all leads to this final, profound mission. And it leaves us with this huge question to think about: what does it really mean to rescue a soul from death?